Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're just going to go over the mid-range shadow that I've done a video on in the past. I don't know if I've changed anything at all really to this deck. It's pretty standard. It's your Nep shadow, so no aggro style for this, no Cerberus. I would build an aggro, I just don't have a Cerberus. And then other than that, that's basically it. Now you got your standard 3 Underworld. I'm running 3 Duelists just because I really like the Duelists. I find them to be a great asset. And the deck usually does quite well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I'm just going to run through AA. Hopefully we don't lose too many games off it, but we'll see. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content I've been putting out. I've been trying to get some new stuff, some different stuff. I'm hoping to put some stuff into the works soon for more streaming content and better stuff like that, so hopefully we'll see how all that goes. Alright. Our Tempests are a little too early. Wish I had something in the 2-drop range. Oh, that's better. At least I have Unicorn to drop turn 2. Attendant Knight turn 3. Maybe even come up with one of them. Alright. So we want to be able to play the Unicorn because it's solid damage draw. The opponent's pretty much going to have to kill it. They're not going to have a choice. Basically a ward without being a ward. So leaving it on board gives us an advantage as well, which is quite good. Getting the 2 damage off it, the 2 heal, and being soaking up damage. The Attendant of the Night is quite good. You combo it with something like Soul Conversion, draw 2 cards, and get a 4/4. Alright, that was good. Force an early Piercing Rune. May as well use the attack off it. Alright. All of my Undying Resentments in one hand, jeez. I know what kind of thumbnail I'm going for. Probably an Undying Resentment one, maybe. Maybe. We might choose something else. We'll just see. Alright, so that's going to trade. Because I can't use that to trade. So we hit for 1 with this. Makes sense. Use the Necro Assassin will clear the board because Necro Assassin's ability will kill something along with the ability of the Lurching Corpse, so it's a great way to trade 2 for 1. We've got plenty of clearance with the Undying Resentments, and we've got plenty of shadows right now to work with. All we need now is some actual cards to run. Turn 7 is our turning point for this deck. When you go into the Underworlds, the Mordecais, the Neps, all those sort of cards. Which hit quite hard, so good. See, now I should be able to drop turn 7 without too much contesting. Maybe even evolve that. We'll get that out so it's a 4-drop. We can kind of afford to. We've got another ward there. We've got plenty of evolves. We've got plenty of clearance. The only problem is we've got both duelists, which is kind of sucky. Leaving only 1 duelist and 1 underworld in our deck, meaning Nep's not going to have a great advantage when we play it. Alright, that's great. If they're using that 4-drop to trade, I get 2 back. Which is good. Of course, they're going for a Daria. Makes sense. Hopefully they drop a 7-drop, that'd be pretty insane. Alright, fair enough. Pretty big turn. Nothing much for us that we can play out here. These will hit for 4, so we can get a half decent trade if we do this right, but I feel like we'll be wasting some if I do it any other major way, so I think we'll just kind of clear them up a little. We can always drop the ward next turn. Unless they're going to somehow D-shift me down, which straight off the Daria, I have a feeling they won't be able to. I'll have to wait and see. Alright, fair time worn mages. Not too helpful for them though. Not too bad. We might just drop it for the value. We're only going to get advantage out of it, so... well. Cool. We did get one heal, which is quite good. May as well use our final evolve. Clear off one of these 2/2s and make it hard to clear it. Evolving that isn't always the worst because you do get the Lich out of it, which is a great card when they kill it. And they limited their hand really bad, so... may as well. Set up a huge ward, makes it hard to clear. There's not many cards a tempo deck can really compete with when you get to this stage of a shadow deck. Like even a Daria into an insane hand is not the best way to clear, especially with no evolves. They're going to be spending a lot of cards just to clear this. Like that gets rid of that pretty easy. They easily get cleared off. May as well drop the 8 and get some face damage. So now we've still got 3 wards, we've got an unkillable, and we've got a 3/1 which will turn into a 4/4. Not much you can do against that really. Obviously there are always going to be ways to do it, there's not many ways for a tempo rune player to get rid of it. Alright, looking for some sort of missile combo obviously, so they can clear off stuff. Worst case, we get to play Underworld again, which is an awesome card. He really is. He might actually end up being the thumbnail because he is just an awesome, awesome card to play. Ooh. That was so close. They only needed 1 more damage on me. Didn't expect them to push me that close really, so that is quite good. Surviving with 1. Nice. Midrange Shadow still does quite alright in ranked by the looks of it. For a meta that's dominated by things like OTK Roach and Tempo runes, D-shift runes, some aggro blood not as much as it used to be I've noticed. Control blood seems to pop up slightly more often than aggro, at least from the experiences I've had. So things like Midrange Shadow kind of counter those fairly well. Obviously you can get killed pretty easy in the early game, so you really need to push for those early drops in your mulligan. That's what you kind of want, something really early. And then you want to be able to draw into the later cards as you go through. Like I suppose having that 1/7 drop isn't too bad. I would prefer to get that off other cards, but not the worst. Play something that absorbs damage. Against Haven, this is a little harder, because you're basically playing control on control, and Haven's turn 8, turn 9 plays to go for literally game is a pain. That was a sucky way to have to do that, but we did it, we got through it, and we're moving forward. And as long as you always remember, you can only attack leaders and followers with ward, with Lurching Corpse and, I don't know, the other 3 drop. And And we have the Bane of Existence. Priest. The perfect counter to anything from Shadow. This is why why Haven is not the best matchup against Shadow. Well, for Shadow, sorry. So Shadow doesn't do very well against Haven overall. That's what I was trying to get at. Ugh. So I have no way to directly counter that, which sucks. All I can do is buy time until I can drop Underworld and Nep. Because Nep is just awesome. And I run Phantom Howl just as a finisher. You can't really go wrong with it. You can get up to 5 damage pretty easy. If not, it works as a good board clear on things against like aggro. Alright, no decent way to get rid of this stuff, is there? 3 kills off the 4. Is it worth playing it here? Probably. I think it's the only decent play I've got left. It'll save me some damage. It'll leave me the 1-2 up. I can drop Underworld next turn. I can drop Nep the turn after. And I set up pretty nicely for an overall game. We just got to hope that they're not playing Seraph, which I reckon they are. But they may not be. They may be playing just pure control. We'll just have to wait and see. Getting this under the Underworld is really good. What you really want. Because they have to evolve to get rid of that. Good for us. Well, actually, yeah, they do have to evolve to get rid of it. And that will only create a direct clear, but that will kill it first, so they actually can't get rid of this off the evolve. That's good. Makes it harder for them to play around. Not impossible, just harder. I'm thinking of dropping the second one. But I may just drop the Attendant Knight, but no, we'll drop the second one. We'll keep the board clear a little bit in case Nep needs to drop, but I have a feeling they're going to drop Seraph, so we're probably going to get screwed over. Because there's no real way to counter Seraph outside of things like Odin, which I haven't got teched into this deck, so there's Odin. So I think we made the right choice. Because now I think I'll use Nep, hopefully get what I need off it. Alright, we didn't really get anything like what we needed, which sucks. But we did. We did get a few shadows, which should set up for the Death's Breath by the time I'm able to play it. It'll be a nice little defensive, if we don't lose by then, but we'll see. Alright, Guardian Sun, so most likely Satan deck, or it is pure like what I was running. Have to wait and see. Fair Banishment. Makes sense. May as well drop a second. Really haven't had a couple of good net plays. We've kind of pulled things that we didn't want to pull, but we've got a standard 5-drop, we've got a 4-4, we had a couple of cards out of the last one. We've now got plenty of shadows to play Death's Breath, which is pretty good. We've got an extra Nep in deck, we've also got the Mordekaiser in deck. I think we've got an okay stabilization here going, but that's going to be a real struggle to clear now. Well, there goes the struggle to clear, that's for sure. That was probably the perfect counter to a Bahamut. Kills it and heals for 13, which in total's 4 because I only had 16. I had 16 left anyway, but that's good. Alright, Prince of Darkness. Card that I still don't have and wouldn't mind actually getting to play because it would be quite fun. We deal the 1, we go Necro Assassin for the kill, and then we just play Death's Breath. Fill the board. We are playing straight into a Decree, which does suck, but I'm looking for any way where I can actually push this game to my advantage. And there goes. So this game's probably going to end in a loss just off that Bahamut, double Bahamut drop. Pretty hard to play around. We have a chance, I guess, but it's only going to be small. The only other factor is I'm pretty sure they are playing. Yeah, it has to be. It is Satan's Son, isn't it? That's right. Which is heavily controller orientated and has great board clears, which is something Shadow doesn't deal great with. Being cleared multiple times usually doesn't deal well for a mid-range. At least in, like I said, my experience. Most of these are obviously just my opinion. Well, that's not good. That would clear. Oh no, because that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which way they do this, actually. Because either way, they couldn't afford to trade into that. I'm going to take 15 off the Bahamut, no doubt. Which is going to suck, but I don't really have another way to play around this. So, no, it's just, they're not going to evolve it. They're going to save it and deal. Ah, that's why. They had the 7 anyway. That is a pretty strong deck. That's for sure. Against a mid-range, it's definitely a disadvantage. So, even with a decent hand, it's hard to play off. Plus, my Neps really didn't pull off anything good, so... That'll end off this video, so thanks for watching. Hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. If you can, check out my Patreon. Every donation helps, and I'll catch you guys next time.